that's bypassed. Let's put those plugins back in. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a really cool way to discover some of these plugins. Hi, this is Chad, VP of Products. Now, if you've ever seen any of my new product walkthrough videos before, you probably know that I tend to end them saying the same thing, which is that the best way to understand how to use any new plugin is to try it out for yourself in your own music. Now, while it's definitely true that the best way you're going to learn how to use a plugin correctly or abuse it in interesting ways is to put your hands on it, try tweaking all the knobs, flipping the switches, pushing the buttons, and see what it does. The truth is, not everybody has time for that. Some people are in the middle of working on a session, working on a project, and introducing some new plugin to it would only be a distraction. Others of you might feel that your particular instrument or genre doesn't quite match with a particular plugin. And even more of you, this might be your first time even trying to use any of this stuff. And knowing where to start when there's over 150 plugins in the subscription to choose from can be rather daunting. So to help kickstart you and get you up and running as quickly as possible to familiarize yourself with some of the best plugins we've got, we are introducing something today called Playground. This is basically a small interactive DAW that sits inside of Complete Access Hub. That's the same tool that you use to download, install, and activate all the plugins from the Complete Access subscription. And it's preloaded with a bunch of different sessions in various genres with different instrumentations, and they're all preloaded with a various selection of plugins from the subscription. And you can interact with all of these things in real time so you can understand how they work and how they impact the overall mix. And it's a lot of fun to play around with, and you'll probably discover a few new things when you try it. So let's dive in and take a look at how it works. All right, so this is Complete Access Hub, and it's got a nice updated front page here, which highlights some of the newest plugins and Academy courses that are available as part of your subscription. The newest one we've got is the Rotary SD-147, which is a rotary speaker emulation. And on the left side here, you'll see the new Playground tab. And clicking that will bring you over to the session list. And you can see we've got a number of sessions to choose from right now, and this will continue to grow as time passes. Each of them kind of has a little description to tell you what it's all about, shows you the plugins that are part of it as little icons down here. And so you can find something that you like. I mean, talking about the Rotary SD-147, we've got a session right here that highlights it. So all you need to do is click Try Session. It loads it up. And here we are. And just hit play and off we go. So as you can see, we've got 4 tracks here. We've got organ, kick drum, snare drum, and overheads. And each of them has a different chain of plugins on it. The organ right now is featuring the Rotary SD-147 and some reverb. And there are some little macros here that you can play with to just quickly tweak some of the plugins. For example, we can change the speed of the rotary by turning this up. Woo! Yeah! And bring it back down. In fact, we can even fade the rotary out. So that's just the raw sound of the organ. Definitely doesn't have the proper character that it should. So that's definitely the sound we like. But what's also nice is that you can click here and actually open up the plugin itself. Playground is a full plugin host. There's no tricks going on. It's actually loading the real plugin that you'll be using in your own DAW, and you can interact with everything. Speeding it up, changing the saturation, or maybe moving the microphone positions around. Yeah, super fun. And you can also just quickly bypass everything with the switch up here. So this is what it sounds like with all plugins turned off, right? All the individual plugins on the channels, plus all the plugins that are on the master channel, right? So the sum of these 4 going through the top here. So this is just with no plugins used at all. Pretty dry. Turn it on, and everything comes to life. Yeah. So that's the general way it works. You can click refresh session to reset everything back to the original settings it was when you loaded the project in case you tweaked things a little too far. And you can go back and then maybe take a look at another session here. For example, let's take a look at No Pain, because this one actually also uses the Rotary SD-147, but it uses it not on organ. It actually uses it on the piano part here. So you can actually solo the channel, and I can hit play. And now we hear just the piano. And if we go to the original, that's just kind of the dry piano by itself. But we've got murder melodies, the Rotary SD-147, and a little bit of EQ on it, which brings us to this. And again, you can open up the plugin and tweak it to add that crazy spin sound. Or you can play around with murder melodies, right, by opening it up and tweaking any of its settings as well. Adding some heat, bringing in the reverse. Yeah, it's a great way to learn how these things work. You can add some extra saturation to the drums with the virtual tape machines and Heatwave. It's the dry version with full processing. And on the master track, we're showing things like the new Infinity Horizon, which is cleaning up a lot of the resonant frequencies around in the middle. And also features like FGX2, which is our mastering plugin. It does the final limiting. And if you want to experiment with how loud things can get, this is the tool to use right now. It's been brought down in levels so that the original and processed are at the same volume, so you're not being tricked by volume changes. But yeah, you can go in here and, for example, start tweaking things to really get the level up. It's up to you. And then refresh session, and the settings go back to normal, and you can restart. So Playground is super easy and fun to use, and it makes use of the same plugins that you use in your DAW, which means that you do need to have the plugins installed before you can dive into any of these sessions. So if you just installed Complete Access Hub, make sure to install the plugins too, and then you can go in and load up any of the Playground sessions at will and play around with them. But if you have been using Complete Access for a while and you don't have all the plugins installed, you may see that there's a gray check mark next to the plugin list inside some of the sessions. That means that you don't have all the plugins needed for that particular session. But that's easy to fix. Just click Try Session and then confirm the box that pops up, and Complete Access Hub will automatically install the missing plugins that are needed for that session. You can then dive in and play around with it. And if afterwards you decide you want to uninstall a few of those plugins, just go to the plugin list, click the little triple dot button and choose uninstall, and it'll come right off. Super easy, barely an inconvenience. I should also mention that if you are a Pro Tools user and you only have the AAX versions of the plugins installed, you will need to install either the VST or AU versions of the plugins in order to use Playground. It's not possible for Playground or any third-party application to host AAX plugins. But that's easy to fix. Just go on up to the little gear icon in the upper corner of Complete Access Hub and put a check next to either the VST or AU formats. Then click over on Update and update everything, and Complete Access Hub will automatically add that additional format onto your system. It'll take a little bit because there's lots and lots of plugins now, but when you come back you can then dive into all the sessions and try them out as you want. And when you're done, if you want to go back to just AAX only, do the same thing in reverse. Just go up there, uncheck everything except AAX, and then do the update again, and Complete Access Hub will pull off everything except the AAX versions. And so this works whether you are a subscriber who's paying or just in the initial free trial. And the good news is that as of today, we have reset everybody's free trials. So So if you did do a trial of Complete Access or All Access Pass back in the day, you can come back again and start a new trial and check out Playground along with all the new plugins that have been released since your last trial. And if you were a trialist of All Access Pass, since then we have added all of the Solid State Logic and Harrison audio plugins to the subscription as well. So there's probably a lot of new stuff for you to check out. So head on over to slatedigital.com and start up a new trial. And then you can start playing around with Playground. You won't have to hear me bugging you about trying this all out in your own music in the future, because every new product we release will immediately have a session added to Playground so you can try it out immediately. And it's also worth coming back to Complete Access Hub from time to time, because we will just also add more sessions here and there as we get some more content to use here. So there's always going to be something new to check out. That's it for this video. Have a fun time playing around, and I'll see you in the next one.